Work. Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? I'm just working on my car, if you didn't hear me. Just didn't see you sneak in through there. But seriously, wanted to just give you an update on the Torino and show you some of the fun things we've done to it. We did, come follow me. We did Holley Efi on the Torino. So there's a few things I want to highlight because a lot of guys, there's a few things I've learned from on the Holley Facebook page, or there's a Holley Efi forum, I guess. Yeah, Holley Efi users, and there's a few things I've learned, and a lot of the guys do them on Chevys, which nothing wrong with that. But we got a 351 Cleveland here, so I want to show a few unique things that we learned on the install and some of the things that we did, and over and above what comes in the kit. So first off, return spring. Not a lot of people do this, and I think that's one of the main things that people report something about, you know, this thing's, the throttle, the linkage sticking. They forget to do the return spring. So the one thing we also had to do is get a universal bracket, and we also had to change the cable from the stock unit. So just some universal changes and things we had to think about, because yeah, the stock kit was off to the side and it's a rigid thing and it didn't work. So
not even close.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, just switch to the cable, switch to the bracket.
Just a universal cut to fit, cut to length one.
Nothing fancy, and it gets it lined up just nicely. So doesn't look half bad either.
What else did we do?
Well, if you come over here, we're running a super simple setup. We're doing all the stock ignition. So basically, we are running just the as far as the sensors go.
Where are you, temp sensor?
Right there.
There you are.
There's a little extra port on the 351 Cleveland water pump, and there was just a plug there, and we took that unit out and put the temp sensor in there perfectly.
Easy peasy.
It's like they knew we were going to do that in the future, right? So
another thing I'd like to point out is with the ignition voltage, so the wiring for key on power, we just took that is the wiring, original wiring for the electronic choke, because obviously this, you don't have a electronic choke on this. That wire, we tested it with the key off, no power, with the key on, power. So that was super simple to find wiring to tie into that. One thing that a lot of people run into is when they go to switch to EFI is they're tired of messing with carburetors and stuff. So, but you have to make sure that your engine is actually running half decent before you switch to it as well. How many of those comments are, you know, check your plugs, you know, change your wires, you know, make sure that whole system is good to go. So yeah, we changed the coil, we did all new wires, new plugs, new cap and rotor,
and yeah, so that's another thing to always look out for. So the one thing that we didn't do quite by the book, I just have to say this, is
confession time.
Confession time. I'll ask for forgiveness now, I guess?
Later?
I don't know. Anyways, the
fuel return
line. So with this tank, there was the canister right here
for the
evap system
that was not being used,
and so we did run the return line to there for the tank. But here is the thing: we have a vented fuel cap. So I did do a little bit of internet research, and some people have done this with a vented fuel cap. So we'll give it a try, and if not, I'll probably be making a videos afterwards saying that
why not to do that.
Yeah, why not to do it? But for now, we're gonna just try it because it was easy, and
we read it in the directions,
yes,
in the instructions that we're not supposed to do this. So
We know we're not supposed to, but we're doing it anyway.
So we'll take this one. But,
so far, no harm, no foul. But
So-
we will see on an actual road test.
So once we did remove that canister, there were some screws, some studs sticking out. So we just mounted the relay and fuse right there. So that was nice. Didn't have to
clean.
Yeah, didn't have
Out
to.
of the way.
So didn't have to drill any holes on that.
Also, power to the whole unit. Power and ground are very important.
Go straight to the source.
There's no better ground than the negative battery terminal.
Straight to the source. Just do it. All right, cool. The other thing is,
Wiring up the inline fuel pump.
yes, and we're proud of this one because we used some pieces of metal that we had laying around, and I am quite proud of the install that we did. Sorry about that. Look at that install right there. Those brackets are actually from a TV install mounting kit that we used to mount the TV in the garage actually. And we just so we did have to drill a few holes, but that's the sacrifice we had to make for beautiful fuel injection. And then yeah, we just have the line there and the filter. And the other filter is just hanging out right there in that little pocket. So yeah, and we just zip tied that line all the way on the existing hard line to make the path complete to the motor.
Where's the vent? Show the vent tube to the tank. Did you show the vent tube to the tank?
Oh, the vent tube to the tank. No, but that's not important.
Oh, well, it's right down there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it works. Hey,
And-
Dean.
Yes?
Where's the oxygen sensor?
Oh, the oxygen sensor. How could I
Back
forget?
down on that creeper.
Oh, yeah. Of course. That was the other piece that I needed to say. Yes, I actually had an O2 sensor bung in my exhaust from when I had done a dyno session and before. And so I just used the exact, that port there. I did see a few people when they've used just the part that comes to the kit that it doesn't ground quite right if they do it that, but I've seen people say that if you use a proper bung, then you will have zero problems with that. So there's that. And then the only other thing that we kind of had to purchase was the block off plate. That nice shiny little piece down there, the block off plate for the fuel pump. So,
Aluminium
ooh, billet pieces, nice.
performance parts. That's gonna make it go way faster.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Hashtag weight savings.
Yeah. So that is what we've been up to, and hopefully the next video that we post is actually driving and tuning this thing. It should run pretty good. It fired up right away, first try, after the tune was loaded. So we just did the stock mild setting for everything, and
I had to adjust the idle.
Yeah.
The throttle blades were open too far, so
yes, but that's listed in the manual as
Yeah.
something you have to do as part of the startup tuning procedure anyways.
we'll
So
fine tune it. And go
So,
from there.
yeah, so that's the EFI, Sniper EFI system on a 71 Ford Torino with a 351 Cleveland.